Welcome back to Never Famous. Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Audi. To my right is Benny. Behind the lens row. We're just gonna hop right into it.
Let's talk
It's
about
another
Josh
episode
GIDDEY.
of Never Famous.
Over the past couple of days, there was some pretty serious allegations. I know nothing is concrete there, but is there anything you can say in this situation?
Yeah, I mean, I understand the question, obviously, but there's no further comment right now.
This is Oklahoma City Thunder player Josh GIDDEY.
I get the question, guys. I completely understand you guys want to know about it, but just right now, I don't have anything to say.
Every game.
When pressed by local media, he appeared flustered with the questions. Why exactly?
What's up, man? It's Josh. Be with your beautiful sister. Good luck for your season. You're going to Sacramento soon for a game, so all the best of luck. We're going to come up and watch you. Take care of business.
It's because of videos like these and suggestive pictures such as these that have popped up recently. GIDDEY, at 19, was photographed multiple times with a minor. Now he's being investigated by the NBA.
What's up, my man? We're at the front of the club. Me and my girl about to head back to mine.
Now I'm gonna say, did you say he was in front of the club, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's being alleged that he's been with a minor when he was 19.
15-year-old, yeah.
So like I've been hearing 15, some say 17 or something like that. So no, I think it's very interesting. But I do want to point out, like, even in this video that they were posting, he did say we're right in front of the club, which insinuates if they were in a club, how was she in a club?
Right. I mean, could be
I mean,
because of his status.
He said my girl though, like, and he obviously was seeing her for a minute.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So he got to know how old she is, realistically.
But that's what I mean. Like, how did she get into the club?
Could be because of his status.
Yeah.
They probably knew.
This is when he was 19.
He might have just been a rookie. He didn't really start playing until like last year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Since these allegations came to light, GIDDEY has remained eligible to play. The bigger question, where does the league go from here? Via CBS News, in a since-deleted post, an anonymous social media user said a girl who was seen with GIDDEY in videos and photographs was a high school junior at the time. The social media account has since been deactivated. Since the news broke, GIDDEY has turned comments off on his Instagram account, which has over 500,000 followers. NBA spokesman Mike Bass, when asked for comment, gave a short answer to the Associated Press. We're looking into it, he said. Longtime NBA center Andrew Bogut, who is also Australian, commented on the matter. Speaking on his podcast, Bogut would say, "It's very hard to comment until you have a result on the investigation. I just want to put out there, if Josh was 19 or 20 and knowingly seeking out a 15-year-old girl, absolutely despicable behavior, I'm strongly against it."
Yeah, because I read a story today that Andrew Bogut came out and said that the Thunder organization, that's who Josh GIDDEY plays for, he's in the NBA, he plays for the Thunder, that they've known about this for a while, because I think he's 21, 22 now, so like this happened, he was about 19, 20. So supposedly they've known about this for a while, and like that's like they're okay with it or whatever. Like there's like no actual wrongdoing. Not that they're okay with it, but there's no actual wrongdoing in the case. That's why they never took him off of the court or nothing's going on. But my question on all this, I don't know if you guys are familiar with John Morant, when he got suspended for like waving
For showing the gun, yeah.
Yeah. But they got him right off of the court and they criticized him crazy, which he already had other stuff. This is Josh GIDDEY's like first problem or whatever. But do you guys feel like they were like
I was gonna bring that up because I feel like in basketball and other sports, depending on who it is, they'd be cutting people very, very quickly for situations like this, just with the allegation, as soon as the allegations come up. Now, based on what you said, taking you on your word, if they already knew about this, that means that he probably came clean prior to it. So it was like, hey, like, I've had this happen to me at this circumstance. This can be something that can come up. And based on the way he was answering questions at the press conference where he didn't answer, it looks like someone who was coached or at least was counseled on how to handle these questions in the press, which doesn't tells me it's like something that just happened now. It's more of like, oh, you've been ready. You were waiting for this to pop up kind of a situation.
Because I guess I haven't really read anywhere any stories, anything that I've heard. I think if he's still with her, then yeah, he's fucked. But like if that's true, it's like, or once he found out he might have been hanging out with her for a little while, and once he ended up finding out her age, it was like, oh, not, or she might have had a fake ID or whatever. Once he really found out, just cut her right off, and he might have proof of it and everything. So
yeah, like that's just something else. And then the other thing I want to say, because I've read two ages, I say 15 and 17, and I think those are two very distinct differences.
legally,
not even just legally, I think even like, because if he was 18, 19 or something, and a 17-year-old, like I feel like I saw a lot of that in high school. You get what I
like
mean?
19 and 17,
Like
yeah.
19, 17, like you're close enough with an age that to me doesn't look crazy.
Yeah.
Now, if she's 15, now that shit looks crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's very hard comment until you have a result on the investigation. I just want to put out there, if Josh was 19 or 20 and knowingly seeking out a 15-year-old girl, absolutely despicable behavior, I'm strongly against it. He'd then say, I don't think this is that. From what I understand, if I'm wrong, I'll come back and apologize. From what I understand is, the girl in question lied about her age and said that she was of age at the time. This also happened over a year ago now. I don't think this is something that happened recently. Giddy, who is from Melbourne, Australia.
Because also, why this might just be like a story that leaked or somebody that knew or whatever. Because it's not like there's an actual lawsuit or anything against him. This is just like a thing that's got popular over Thanksgiving
Something
break.
that went above the surface.
Yeah, something that just broke through and like the media kind of just picked it up.
Yeah.
She might be in the wrong.
Is the first NBA Global Academy graduate to be selected in the NBA draft, where he was chosen 6th overall in the first round by the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2021, according to the league. Bogut would add more. OKC have been aware of this from what I'm told. For the last year, they've known about it. They have deemed Josh free to play. The NBA has allowed that, which is kind of telling. Because when this kind of thing happens, the NBA kind of tries to really take a couple of games off to check these things out. Complex has more from off the court. As reported by Code Sports, the 21-year-old Australian player might be losing his $40 million sponsorship deal with cereal brand Weet-Bix and its parent company, the Sanitarium Health Food Company. All mentions and pictures of Giddey have been removed from the company's social media posts, and a spokesperson said it is aware of the situation. The damage has been done to his PR regardless of what the result is, Bogut said on his show. He's got so much to lose. Regardless of what comes out in the next week or two, all the memes and all this blank now, that's going to be there forever. It's hard to take it back on social media.
Damn, that's fucked up. If it's true, y'all know my stance. Get him the fuck out of here. She was 15 and he was 21. Get him out of here. But if she,
But
was
he's 21
lying,
now. Isn't he like 21, 22 now? And if this happened over a year ago.
Even if he's 20 and if he was 20 and she was 15, that's still like I
disgusting.
wouldn't want my daughter to be dating a 20.
No, I agree. But then I will put the caveat of knowingly, because the fact that she was like, oh, we're in the club kind of a thing. If he was deceived into thinking that maybe she was overage, and that's a little different, because it's like, but if he did it knowingly, then I'm like, yeah.
And that's what I was gonna say was the other thing. But if not, it's like, if she lied and all that shit, then like, I don't know, there got to be some, like, I keep saying this when all these things come out, there got to be some form of recourse, some form of something, because it's like he's at risk of losing that $40 million.
Well, he lost
sponsorship.
it. That's probably gone.
Yeah,
like, they're definitely probably not gonna stick around for that.
His NBA contract and all his stuff, like, it's a lot of things that you put into question, and you fucking up somebody's whole image and their whole life.
Now, in a weird way, I'll give the NBA some sort of credit. In an odd way, because they are not just pulling the trigger on the allegations. They're at least doing an investigation before they take action. But I'm hoping they use this standard moving forward. You know what I mean?
Because normally the standard is pull the trigger, then investigate.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So now you've shown that you can do an investigation and then hold them accountable based on the results. As opposed to what you did like 6 months ago, like you mentioned, which it was like as soon as there was, even though that there wasn't much to investigate, there was a video of him waving a gun around. But I think
really justify that really.
Yeah, but what I mean, like they've shown that now they're willing to an allegation alone is not going to get you there. It's more like, all right, we're going to look into it, and then based on those findings, then we're going to go ahead and actually make changes. And I kind of like this in an odd way as we go into the realm of AI. I think the amount of like weird allegations and fake photos and fake things of people, especially for celebrities, is only going to get crazier and crazier. So I think many more things will probably warrant investigations, a little bit more detail than just a quick claim. Uh, just because of the new age that we're living in, and it's so easy to make something fake look very real. I'm not saying that's what's happening here, but I can see that happening more and more in the future.
It might not be like a change of policy with the NBA. I think they might have, like they said, if they already known for a year, they got everything down packed, they know what it is. Then that's probably why they letting them play. Their policy might still be the same, like pull the trigger and you know what I'm saying, and then we'll figure it. Then we'll investigate. It might just like they've already investigated before like everything broke.
But that's not what they said. They said we're doing an investigation. Then say it. It was like, oh, we had an investigation, and these were our findings, because that could have cleared it up too.
Yeah.
But I think they're doing we're going to investigate to not get ahead of it, just in case they can wash their hand later on.
So you don't think, because I feel like some people might take this as like, oh, when we compare the gun waving thing and then this allegation, that the severities are different. So my question then would be, you don't think that this allegation, even though it's allegations, you don't think it's severe enough to where they can pull the trigger and then.
Well, that's the thing. The thing is that allegations are allegations.
Yeah.
Because then what you're telling me is, if you are automatically suspending or getting him out of there, that means you are saying he's guilty before he's proven guilty in any way.
Mm.
And then what happens is, after you've made that choice and then you come back and it's like, oh, he didn't do it, then it's really too late. Because then at that point, like, you know what I mean? Like, it puts you in a very, very weird position of like, they're not going to come back. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. At least say we're going to investigate, do X, Y, C. And then if it comes back to be real, then he doesn't have to stick around. I'm still saying get rid of him. He needs to deal with consequences. But I'm saying is just make sure that the consequences are based on true actions.
So we know that the NBA is handling it that way. Do you think that sponsorship should have handled it the same way that the NBA is handling it, where they're?
I think the sponsorship is a little different.
Yeah,
because the sponsorship is literally paying their money to use his likeness for promoting something. And believe it or not, based on even the stuff that's out right now, his likeness has already been tainted. Like those memes, his name, like when you Google his name right now, the first thing that comes up is all these stuff. And you probably don't want these kind of news to be associated with the name of the brand.
When the average person has probably never even heard of Josh Giddey before.
Correct. So I understand why their brand may be like, oh, we're pulling it back, because they're just giving him money to use his face. You know what I mean? And now they're like, we don't want to associate his face to our name based on what's happening. And like, yeah.
How do you think one can protect themselves from stuff like that, messing with somebody that's minor? Because
don't mess with somebody who's a minor.
Obviously not, but like when you like.
Well, that's what I'm saying at the beginning. I gave a little bit of grace on him being 19 and the potential that she might have been 17.
Mm-hmm.
If it ain't that, then I'm nowhere near like giving any kind of a pass. But especially as an athlete and somebody who's prominent and out there, you need to be smart enough to understand that there's probably going to be people after you that will want to use you. There's probably people that are going to be after you for either your exposure, your money, whatever the case might be. So you need to learn how to vet people, for lack of a better term. You got to get good at it. And honestly, ask them for an ID.
Yeah, but there's stuff like fake IDs.
Yeah, but at that point, it's not on you. And what I mean by that, at that point, they are the ones lying to you and deceiving you. You did your part trying to see. It's like, oh, I want to make sure you look young. Are you really the age you're telling me? And if they show you an ID and you verify the ID or something, you know what I mean? On your part, you can say, oh, now I can see it. So it's not.
But it's still, not to cut you off, but it still doesn't take away the fact that, you're still going to lose the sponsorship. Because I doubt that the sponsorships would even care. Okay, yeah, you're wrong, but you still have all this heat that came with you.
I think he got the sponsorship because of the NBA. So the way that the NBA dictate like moves on whatever the investigation concludes to be is what I think the sponsorships and everybody else will kind of move around on.
And I think that the sponsorships will be gone now. And if he does well, he's probably going to get more sponsorships within a year.
Yeah,
Because I know they said, oh, once it's online, but like the stuff will simmer down.
of course. You
Right.
know, and you got to play good or
Yeah,
do,
but at the
do
end,
stuff to bring
but
good
still, I
stuff.
would say learn how to be smart. Don't deal with people that can get you in trouble. And what I mean, sometimes some women can get you in trouble if they don't know how to handle themselves, how to have good behavior, how to present themselves in front of camera, the kind of way that these private messages made it out. That means that this person was sharing them and sending them somewhere. And not only that, you were recording yourself and sending messages to someone with her. So I'm like, you also need to protect your image. And I get it. I'm not saying that he thought she was a minor, but even just as an NBA player, period, why are you sending these kind of messages in that sort of way?
He's probably, you know,
So-
being young and dumb. Like, I'm in America. I got me an American girl, boy. You know.
But yeah,
We'll get into the next topic.
From the club, me and my girl, back to mine.
The back to mine.
Hey, my girl.
you saw what that message said,
Yeah, she just fucked Josh Giddey.
and he's posing for the camera.
Yeah, so I don't think that he would think she's a little girl though. And like,
But I'm
posting
saying-
on the gram
What I'm
and
saying
all
is,
that.
if you're an athlete, even if she's 35 years old, why the fuck are you taking that photo?
Yeah.
So what? Ain't no.
And she's posting this.
All right, but like if I get what you're saying, but like there's not anything like morally wrong with that.
I'm not-
like you shouldn't.
The problem is that your image at that point, you're a brand. You're not just a player anymore, especially if you have sponsorships.
But this only blew up because she's allegedly a young, like she's a little girl.
No, I get it. Even if she, let's say, was 21, an image like this can affect certain sponsorships of you moving forward. Like a kid cereal brand, which is the one he lost.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, he ain't put the caption in, and like he ain't posted with the caption. Like he just, you know what I'm saying, she took a picture.
Don't matter. But that's what I'm saying.
So
Like,
you shouldn't even let Shorty take like a picture with you, of you, around you, nothing.
Not like this.
like if somebody who's prominent now, absolutely not.
And especially if you're trying to keep a good image, you don't want to be seen as like,
Like
oh, this guy's reckless.
I'll give you a perfect example. Give me a name of an artist that's like huge. Have you ever seen a photo of something like this ever come out?
Oh,
I don't just have those off top.
Like, I
I wasn't
can-
thinking of an artist. I was thinking of a player.
Freaking Drake.
I mean, there's been women that have come out and talk about him,
But have they come out with photos like this?
Maybe not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they take their phones and all that shit. I get what you're saying.
That's what I mean. Like, you got to protect your image in a different way. Because you're no longer just a person, which sucks to say it, but you're not.